It is the best combo. I know. Ice cream is my favorite. Favorite everything. All right. Let's get started. I'm going to move these over to the side. Put you guys up on the stand. Put away the markers from last theme. And then we can get going. Hey Alex, how's it going? Thanks for joining. I was just starting off with some ice cream after a rough solo bedtime, but we can get into it now. Let me just put these away and set you guys up on the stand. Hello, hello. Thank you guys for joining. Sorry for the car sickness here while I flip over the camera. Okay, so we're gonna do some sort of pegboard theme. I know, I'm sad December is finished too. I feel like it's gonna be a hard month to top, but we're gonna try. So for those of you who weren't here, we finished December yesterday. We had done these pages on Monday as well as these. And then yesterday we quickly did these trackers and then we made these weekly spreads. So it is a gingerbread theme for December and that's where we left off. Now we're on to January and we have total freedom for this one. But after watching Patty's flip through, she told me that she really liked the pegboard style theme that we used for March for January. For March in Patty's journal, so I thought we could use it for January. So yeah, we're thinking of adding cozy things. Oh, this is a page I pulled up because y'all voted on a bow theme for February, so I'm trying to kind of get the vibe that I want for that. But anyways, okay, this is not the same pegboard theme, but I love this one. This is Doodaloo Louise. I love her content. I'm going to screenshot that just in case we decide to go that route with the pegboard theme, because this is one of my, I've used this sort of layout by Doodaloo so many times with different themes, like just replacing the clouds with something else like paper airplanes or flowers or something. Like it's just a really easy multi-purpose sort of theme. Oh, I liked the suggestions that it had. Okay. So this is the one that we actually copied or used as inspiration for Patty's by Leela Journals, who I'm also a huge fan of. This one we did in Alyssa's bullet journal for her January. Let's see if we want to save any other title page options. I think that might be good. Okay. And then we're going to go the cozy route for like the content of the actual doodles. Let me just search. Okay, why? I feel like Pinterest is one of the most glitchy apps on my iPad. Like there is a back arrow right there. And I can't get out of my board over here. Okay. We're just going to completely reload. I want to search for cozy doodles. I know I have cozy doodles that I like always do, but I feel like I should just search and see if there's anything fresh that I want to do. I like these. These are more specifically coffee-ish, but I feel like many of them could work for just cozy. Oh yeah, you guys mentioned maybe books. Here's a few different book display options. That's cozy. Okay, let's do it. So let me show you what we are working with. We're gonna use these sort of cozy. Yes, Alex, she really loved the pegboard theme from Patty's journal when she saw the flip through, but she didn't have a specific like topic sort of thing that she wanted to use it with, you know? So, sorry, I'm just trying to look at comments on my phone, but it's kind of awkward. Robin, hey, thanks for joining, and thank you so much for the lovely review. You're so sweet. Etsy's review system is honestly so annoying because you cannot dispute reviews unless it's like unless they use profane or violent language or something. Like, so literally I got one lady who bought my digital bullet journal because she wanted to use it on like her ancient Mac computer, obviously didn't read the description, obviously did not know what this actually was, and then gave me a 1-star review because she couldn't figure out how to open it. And so I went back and forth with her for days being like, hey, how can I help you? Like, blah, blah, blah. This actually isn't what it's for. Can I give you a refund? Can I offer you this? Can I offer you that? No, nothing. Would not accept a thing. Left the 1-star review and just like tanked my average, which is deadly on Etsy because it's so saturated. But anyways, nobody cares. Thank you for the nice review. It really, really helps my shop. We're going to use these sorts of cozy, bookish, it's January, so, you know, cozy doodles, and pair them with some sort of pegboard theme. So why don't we vote on our pegboard layout? Because she really liked the one that we did in Patty's journal, which this was our reference photo for that one. We've also used this reference photo before. We used this in Alyssa's journal. So I've got 3 kind of options for pegboard title pages. Is there a moderator here who would like to run a vote for us? Also, I do have ice cream with me. It's just off camera, but I am still going to be chipping away at that. If you hear me munching, that is why. Okay, perfect. Let's do a 3-option vote to choose the pegboard option. Yes, Alex. You're way ahead of me. Aw, Robin. You're the sweetest. Yeah, some customers are just, I mean, like, the customer is always right, but some customers are just like, ugh. Not very many, but some. And with Etsy, you're pretty much powerless against that kind of customer. Okay, so we've got 3 options in the poll. We're choosing a pegboard theme to use with these type of cozy doodles. So let me show you the 3 different cover layouts. This would be option 1. Put some cozy doodles there and replace these with cozy things as well. This is option 2, exactly like we did for Patty's, except for a different theme, and there would be a title somewhere on here because that one's not actually a title page. And then this is option 3 for January, but again, all of these doodles would be replaced with little cozy doodles. Oh, that's funny. This one actually says cozy down there. I didn't even notice. All right, so 3 options up in the poll. This is option 1. This is option 2. And this is option 3 for our pegboard theme. Let me hop back into TikTok so that I can see your guys' comments. Oh my goodness, Nikki, you're kidding. Or like, it's almost worse when people give you like 4 stars and they're like, oh my goodness, it's perfect. I love this product so much. It's like 4 stars is still bad on Etsy. Like, you have to average 4.9 to be a star seller. It's like, getting too many 4-star reviews can tank ya. Okay. But number 1, that is hilarious. I haven't gotten that one. All right. Let's start choosing some colors. So for cozy, we're definitely going to need like, well, you guys say what colors you want in the chat. Option 3. Aw. I just see a notification of a review come in. Thank you, Rach. Okay, so option 3. Okay, cute. We did this one for Alyssa's bullet journal. Okay, gold, green, blue, brown. You're so sweet, Rachel. Orange, browns, tans, greens. Okay, that's where my mind goes immediately. That's also basically what we did for Patty's journal. Okay. Blue, gold, yellow. Oh, Maria, I don't know if it glitched. I didn't notice. Browns, tans, green, green and beige, beige. Okay, so we're definitely going to want a brown and a beige. But then along with that, sounds like we could either go like green blue, or we could go gold burgundy, or like crossover with some of those. We don't want all of those, obviously. That would be a bit much, but okay, let me swatch a few browns. Where are my other darker browns? Maybe I'll pull one out of here. Okay, let's start with a brown since we know that we're gonna want this. Yeah, that's true. We don't want it to be too similar to December, which brown and beige is kind of like, that's kind of the base that we used for December, and then we added red and green. But I don't know, I feel like a cozy theme just like needs a brown and beige base. Okay, let's choose a brown. Could we get a shorter poll, just the 1 minute option for 4 options? Oh, you got them, Robin? I haven't left my house since then, so I haven't bought them. Also haven't placed an Amazon order or anything. So we're doing a cozy pegboard style theme for January, and having brown and beige as kind of a beige as kind of a base is what I was trying to say. So we're voting on our brown first, then our beige, and then we're still trying to pick accent colors. We've got a few good kind of routes that we could go. Oh, from Michael's. Do they do free shipping where you are? Because I'm too rural. They don't do free shipping out here. And I'm like, I don't know, if it's not free shipping, it just feels so much more expensive, you know, when you're like spoiled by Amazon. What was I thinking for my option 2? Okay, that's a very different brown than we used for December. So that's a good start because we don't want it to be identical to December. The theme is just kind of cozy doodles in a pegboard style. If you were here for Patty's bullet journal, you'll probably remember the sort of pegboard theme that we used for March. Okay, I feel like those, some of them are just super similar, but whatever. We'll do another 1 minute 4 option vote to choose a beige that complements the brown that we just chose. So you can go vote in the poll right underneath my name up there and choose one of these options to pair with this brown. And I'm conflicted on the colors here because, oh, store pickup. Yeah, the closest Michael's is like an hour and a half for me, so I never use store pickup or anything Michael's related because it's just, I don't leave my house. Oh, sorry, Maria, I missed your comment about a gray base. Okay. So let me think. I'm gonna look at some of the doodles that we're trying to include and see if there's like colors that they would naturally need. Okay, so we've already kind of covered this with brown and beige. These doodles can be literally any color. These ones can also be any color. Okay, so that did not help at all. I was thinking that that would help narrow down the color thing. Oh, always a coupon online. I'd never even think to check. Okay, good. 2 was the obvious right answer. We passed today. All right. If I don't have to get exactly, Robin, that's half the thing. Like, yeah, leaving the house is all fine and good until you gotta haul the car seats out of the car or take the kid out of the car seat. Okay. I am torn here. Green, blue, yellow, navy, burgundy, gold. You know I'm a green sort of gal at heart. So like all the comments about that are just like standing out to me, but maybe burgundy, brown beige, sage green, icy blue. I feel like I've seen enough green comments to rationalize going with green, right? We like green. Navy or olive. Grebe! Fine, Sam. You've convinced me. Grebe it is. Oh, you're funny. Okay, let's do a green. I feel like green is pretty versatile. Like once you have a green, you can pair it with a yellow or a blue. I wouldn't do burgundy then. That kind of cancels out burgundy since we just used red, green, and browns for December. But, and actually this is the green that we just used for December, so I might X that one out. Sorry if you loved it. And bring in, let's try something a little different. We haven't used like a light green yet. All right, let me number these. 192, you see it there, Helen? That one is a default color in our palette. Okay, let's choose one of these 4 greens to pair with our brown and our beige. Okay, now number 3 is one of my most used markers ever. It's Tombow 228. I have 2 of them currently in use and then another 2 replacements under my desk because I just burned through them so fast. Oh, 2. I love 2 as well. That's 192, which we used for every month in Janelle's bullet journal because we just loved it. But so funny how I just hopped on the train with number 3. The poll is up there for those of you who have not done polls with us before or just aren't seeing it right away. So if you vote there, then it will just count everything up on its own instead of me having to count all the comments. Anahi! Hey, how are you? Vacation? Pfft, don't be missing us. That sounds amazing. Where'd you go? Okay, option 2 it is with 3, not close behind, but next behind. Yeah, option 2 is like a very standard part of our color palette at this point. Okay, so from there, this so far is looking a lot like Patty's journal. We used a different brown and a different beige. I think we did this and this or something similar. But we definitely had this in there as the green. Do we want one more color in this one? I'm gonna swatch. I'm gonna do, I've done this a couple times before, but a bigger poll with a wider range of color options instead of just like different shades of one color, you know? So I'm gonna, no, missed your flight. That's so stressful. Okay, where is the... Okay, I'm gonna swatch more of a range of colors and then we're gonna pick one that looks good with our color palette. So I'm gonna put our color palette across here. 1, 2. Okay, so that is our existing color palette. We're doing a cozy theme. Oh, I really wanted to do this, but I realize it's dying. We used it a lot in Janelle's bullet journal. So maybe I'll replace it with this. Definitely a very different feel, but I really like this one. It's a very like gray sort of purple. And then someone mentioned icy blue. So let's have that in there too. We're doing cozy doodles. kind of a broad theme, but like think cups of tea, blankets, books, curl up and read. Oh yes, Anahi, it's coming. Are we able to do this many options in a vote? Okay, is there anything else I should add to this array before we vote? I don't think so. I'm not going to make any sort of red or burgundy an option because that would make it too close to December. Okay, so let's number these. Oh, purplish. This one's purple-ish, but I can add another one if you would like. All right. All of them. Okay, this is going to be a huge vote. Normally I cap it at like 4, max 5, but oh, whoops. Was I rambling too long? Sorry. Let's vote on an accent color to pair with these 3 that we've already locked in for our color palette. Our theme is cozy doodles. Think like books, coffee mug, maybe like a plant, a blanket, that kind of stuff. Cozy doodles, and we're doing it pegboard style. This is the title page layout that we chose to use as kind of our baseline. And these 3 colors are locked in. We're choosing one more color from this kind of random swatch to pair with this color palette. And I've got like one more bite of ice cream and brownie, so I'm going to set this down and take care of business while you guys vote. Wait, is that real? Oh, only one person voted? Oh no, whoops, we've got... Sorry, mods, that can get confusing. Okay, Alex is gonna stop. Who do we have running the actual vote? Yeah, sorry you guys, we've had this a couple times. I'm not very organized with moderators. Mods, if you would like to be more organized, I totally can. I'm just pretty chill about it, like, oh, if you're here, you can run a poll or whatever. And so the problem is, if 2 mods start a poll at the same time, it will disappear before we have a chance to finish it, or something like that. Okay. Done. Thank you so much, Black Deer. All right. I'm just trying to think if there's anything I can do to get ahead here. Got some washi tapes on my desk that we can use that match with the greens and browns if we want to. I don't think so. I think I'm just chilling. Ooh, option 4 won. I don't know how to feel about that. I'm usually down for a yellow, but oh, you guys are funny. I don't mean to pick on people who voted for 4 because I put it in there because I was thinking, oh yeah, I like yellow paired with green. But yeah, seeing it, I'm like, for a cozy one, I'm not sure that really fits the bill. 1 or 3, anything but 4. 3, 3, 3. Okay, well 3 was a close second. I guess we can do 3. I feel like I don't use navy very often. But that was second, so sure. Repole. I mean, I don't mind doing a repole. I just feel like we've been on this topic for a long time already. Ugh, guys. I'm gonna keep out number 3, number 2, and number 1. I like those ones. And then as we're doodling, whichever one speaks to us, we'll use. Oh, hey Carson. How's it going? The theme is we're doing cozy doodles. We're doing cozy doodles. This is what we finished on last night for those of you guys who weren't here. And yeah, we're using a pegboard sort of layout. So let's get started with that. So we're just gonna write Jan. Frog in my throat here. We're gonna write Jan. Wait, this is not the one I meant to keep out, is it? No, it's not. Let me think. I feel like for the lettering, which is what I want to start with, we need to pick a color. So let me think here. 3 was a close second. 1 was in third. Maybe, okay. Maybe it doesn't work for the lettering that I'm trying to do right now. So I'll bring it in later then. I'll just use other colors for now. Okay, so we're gonna do one and 3 and what we already had. Now I'm getting confused. All right, I'm just gonna start drawing with our green, tan, and brown to do the kind of blocks for our letters for January. Yeah, I know, choose between 1 and 3. I like 1 better, but I know many more people voted for 3. All right, then let's add, this is very much not my usual style. Okay, let me just think here, you guys. You guys are funny. J. Where do I want my grid to start? Let's see here. 4 dots in from the sides, and then 3, 6, 7, 3. Yeah, that's good. Just gonna draw, okay, so 3, 6, 7, and 4 dots in. That's where that one's gonna go. And then that's where that one's gonna go. I'm just kind of blocking in where the borders are going to be so that I can put my doodles in the right spots. All right, and then I really liked the little stack of books going on at the bottom here. I know I'm not usually an outline first kind of person, but I feel like this theme just kind of needs it because the whole like idea of this theme is the outlined pegboard, and it looks silly if only the pegboard is outlined, you know? Or like, you know, dark black pegboard and then nothing else is outlined. So I'm gonna outline a few things to start. They have kind of a little banner going across. And then some just like pictures pinned up. All right, I think that's what we'll place on there. And then I am gonna do, use a ruler for this, which I hate doing, but I feel like the pegboard theme just looks so nice with crisp, clean lines, so I will do it. I do like that idea, Rachel. I'll do that. I think I'm gonna do a little like plaid pattern on the banner like we had for that fall festival theme in Angela's journal, because I really liked how that looked. Just kind of elevates a plain banner when you add a subtle pattern on it. Oh, sorry, I didn't read your comment till just now. Jess, yes, I can never tell when I'm off camera. Separates it. I was curious what you were going to correct that to. I just kind of ignored it. Who is journaling along tonight? Are any of you guys working on your journals? Connect what line? What did I miss? Oh, I miscounted by one. That's all right. I will white gel pen it. Make it go till there. Finishing up the mushroom theme, nice. No worries. I do need to connect all of those lines, yes, but where the long pick is. I'm seeing nothing wrong with this, you guys. You'll have to either spell it out or get over it. If it's a small one. I am honestly not seeing what you guys are saying, so if it's a big deal, you can let me know. And second row, 5th column. This? Seriously? I leave gaps like that on purpose sometimes, you guys. I like to have a little bit of space. Okay. Okay. Y'all are a little picky sometimes. I'm grateful for you, but it's true. What about that gap or that gap? Sorry, I don't normally have any level of attitude. If you were here face to face, I would just be like, yes, master, absolutely. I'll fix the gap for you. It's so much easier on screen to be like, are you freaking kidding me? That's such a tiny thing. But whatever. All right. We'll put the year on here because this month is just starting a new year, 2026. Support the attitude. Thank you. This is going to be a color palette swatch. They did that on the other one, and I feel like it's such a cute little thing to have up on the board. We do need to lock in that last color though, which I'm still feeling mixed about it. I'm also going to add little shadows around everything. Number one. Fine. You've twisted my arm. Just kidding, that's what I wanted to do. So thanks for confirming that for me. I'm gonna do like a micro plant doodle in here. Just super small. What other tiny little doodle can I do in the other one? Maybe make the mug this color. Okay, that makes me feel better that you guys are coming around. Because yeah, I don't know, I couldn't picture how the navy would work, but I know that so many of you guys voted for it, so I was kind of torn, but I just, yeah, I don't know. Couldn't really picture it in my mind. We'll just do some designs on these book spines that don't look like book spines, but white gel pen is just fun. Snowflake, that's small, cute. Maybe to tie in some more purple, I'm gonna do a little tiny toque. And you're not gonna be able to tell it's a toque, except for those of you who heard it right here, that it's a toque. I know the books are floating, but I'm over it. My ice cream is melting. I already finished my brownie, but I'm gonna sneak a few more bites. Okay. Oh, candle. Oh, toque. T-O-Q-U-E. It's a winter hat. Naturally. That's a Canadian thing. I always forget that. Okay. Exactly, Quartz. It's not that deep. Who cares that the books are floating? This isn't realism. Okay. I'm trying to think now of what to put here. On our sample picture, they had one that just says, "Cozy, you've got this." So yeah, we could do cozy. Why not? Just hand letter cozy. All right. How do we like that, you guys? Just leave it. I think the sample picture had like some little sparkles and stuff too, but I don't want to like exactly copy the sample picture, so I might leave the sparkles out. Okay, let's do a brain dump over here. I like that we brought in this banner as a second heading style because that's a really easy one if we want to like use it for brain dump or something. What if we do brain dump on a banner up here and then just like a plant and a candle or something in the corner? And then a little border. Sounds good. Okay, lock it in. Brain dump. Let me think how I want to do that. I feel like brain dump is actually, now that I think about it, is a really long thing to try to banner. And because brain is longer than dump, it's not really something I can do as like a 2-tier banner. Let me think here. Yeah, I thought about the side thing. That's true. We have done that for a couple of months now. We did brain dump on the side here, and we also did it in September. Where are we? September. I just don't know if that fits that well with a banner, you know? Just do dump. I don't hate the idea, but I think I'll add brain just for clarification. Let me think here. What if instead I do make this whole page, pretty much whole page, look like a sheet of paper, add some clothespins at the top, and then like you wouldn't be able to see very much of the pegboard, but like big pegboard around it. And then we can either write brain dump onto the paper, or we could use some of these tiles and do brain and then dump around the paper. Does that sound good? Is that a nice song? That's what my son always says. He'll just like yell and make up loud songs about whatever he's playing. And then he'll pause. Is that a nice song, Mom? And the answer is always yes. Love his songs. Okay, let's do that. Yeah, see, this is one reason why I never use rulers, because now that ink got on the ruler, on my hand, on the paper. It's not very obvious on the paper, thankfully, but I don't know how you guys do it with rulers without having to just like constantly be wiping it off so that it doesn't smear all over your paper. But anyways, brain up top, dump under the boxes. Okay, sounds good. So let me just objectively start the scrap paper. Be over here so that there's enough room for brain on the top. How many dots down is that? 3, 6, 8. We can do it roughly that big. Somewhere over there. All right, so this I'm not going to do straight because it's meant to be a paper, so I want it to look kind of like crunched. And then we're gonna do like some little like ripped holes at the top. How far into it are we going here? To 3. Oh, I just went past my mark. What am I even doing? Oh no, this one's starting to die on me too. Oh, a tissue. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. I just wish it wasn't that high maintenance. Because I would use it sometimes. Like sometimes I like the look of crisp lines, but I, yeah, just try to take the path of least time and effort possible. Brain, right? That's enough letters. B-R-A-I-N, yes. And then D, U, M, P. Guess I could do this now. Now, let me think here. 15. Yeah, that's perfect. Baby wipes. Wowee. I need a longer ruler. I own one somewhere, I'm sure. But I don't know where it is, so I guess I'll just keep going with this one. I feel like now there's going to be a seam over there for every one. Oh no, I guess for most of them, the paper kind of interrupts it, so it won't actually be an issue. It's just that long one on the side. They do look like marshmallows, hey? Oh yeah, I'll just add little clips. Just black ones so that I don't need to think about it in advance. Oh, Dragon Queen, I can show you what you've missed. Do you remember what month you were here for last? Okay. I need to wipe the crap off my ruler before I forget that it's there and try innocently measuring some dots and smear black ink all over the page. Yes, we are on summers. We haven't moved that far. Not moving particularly fast in this journal. Okay, Caitlin, yeah, then you haven't missed much at all. We just finished that theme yesterday and then started on this one today. But let me catch you guys up for those of you who have missed or haven't been here. We haven't done the yearly spreads. We're going to do that at the end. But we started off with this garden tea party theme for summer. Monthly pages, weekly spreads. Okay, last was the daisies. So you have been gone for a while. For September, we did daisies in honor of her dog, Daisy. So we sprinkled some footprints, paw prints. We've got title page, brain dump, calendar, notes, and then a bunch of trackers, water, habits, and finances. Those are all of her monthly spreads. And then each week we have notes to buy and next week. So that is September's weekly layout. For October, we did this little globe with a paper airplane flying around. And again, we've got all of her monthly pages and then her weekly spreads for October. November was a fun one. We did this retro Polaroid theme. Monthly pages and weekly spreads. And then we just finished December yesterday, which has been my favorite one so far in this journal. And we've got this little gingerbread theme. Love how the brain dump page turned out and the title page. And then these letter cookies were probably my favorite part of this theme. So we've got our calendar page here, trackers, and then we just did these weekly spreads as well at the end. Oh, thanks you guys. We haven't done her yearly spreads yet, Jess, and I don't remember which ones she asked for. I decided to leave them to the end. I often like to do that just to kind of get a feel for the journal and then kind of tie it all together with the weekly spreads, you know? Make those letters into stickers. These letters or general calligraphy letters? So for February, she actually has sent me 2 ideas so far of things that she likes. And I think we have the freedom to choose or even combine them or something. But one was that Candy Hearts theme inspired by Amanda H. Lee that we did in Patty's journal just recently. So one of them was that. I'm just going to stick some tacks in this since I didn't really leave like space to have something fastening it. So one was the Candy Hearts theme. And then the other one that she really liked was this like envelope love letters sort of theme that I've done in the past. She liked that one as well. So I think we can just pick one and go with it for February. I would lean towards doing the envelopes and love letters just because we just did the candy heart themes, and also because I don't love directly copying artists. Like, even though, yeah, I give them credit, whatever, I would never ever in my own bullet journal just like take someone's exact spreads and copy them. But when a customer specifically requests, like, I like exactly this theme, then I do it and just give the artist credit where credit is due. But if we were to do that style of theme, I would want to make some pretty big changes to it. Just, yeah. If she's not requesting specifically to do that exact thing, I would rather change it up and make it our own more than we did for the last one. Ooh, I do love wax seals. The only thing I don't like about wax seals in a bullet journal is just how much they make the page bump up, you know? And then when you try Like if I had a wax seal here and then I'm trying to write over here, you're gonna have a like bump every time. But I love how they look. Super cute, just not always the most functional in a journal. Yeah, I was thinking like could do like, yeah, an envelope or something in the middle of the page and then have some candy hearts, just like smaller ones around it, instead of making like the main focal point be the candy hearts. I'm not sure. Oh, I have to do the robot check thing for TikTok so that we don't lose our live. And I have to try again. Okay, perfect. Oh, again. Thought I had it. Okay, there we go. Thank you guys for all the likes. I appreciate that. All right. There we go. Title and brain dump. Having ice cream beside me was a bad idea because now I'm replacing, like every time I would normally reach for water, I'm reaching for ice cream. Oh, cool, Lovey. Are you trying to start a shop for that? KL Mott 56. Are you asking about like the colored markers? And Dragon Queen Art. Yeah, that's the thing. Like I love, love, love the look of wax seals, and I use them whenever I do a pen pal letter because they're so fun. But putting them inside a journal, I have done a couple of wax seals inside custom bullet journals. Only by request though, because they are very inconvenient to have in your journal. If you're writing in your journal, like some people who just use their journal as like a junk journal, then it doesn't really matter so much, you know, if you're just pasting things in all the time, but to actually write in it, then it's a big pain. Oh yeah, Lovey, that's the hardest part of it, you know, like making the journals, as time consuming as it is like one of the smaller parts of what I do. It's having to become an expert at social media is the hard part. All right, let's move on to the calendar. Let me pull up my calendar app on my iPad so that I can see what day we're starting on for January. January of 2026. All right. So let me flip this over. This makes me feel like I need to use a ruler for the calendar to make it match the grid, which sounds miserable, but I guess I'll do it. So we need 3, 6, 8, and 4, and then a curved line. Yeah, no, you guys, that is hands down the hardest part about like monetizing any sort of like hobby or skill, is just getting people to know about it, you know? The internet is just such a saturated place that you need to work so hard to like stand out and help people even realize that your products exist and that they're worth paying for, because small businesses, like, it just costs more for me to, you know, run a business than just buying something off of Amazon. You know, like people have to be willing to put up more money for it than they would if they were just buying a cheap mass-produced item. But anyways, I will connect all the corners yet. It's just they need to be rounded, so I don't want to do that with my ruler naturally. I'm going to wait until I've done all the other lines with the ruler. And then I will tie up those loose ends. Wall sea creatures, that sounds neat. What do you mean wall sea creatures? Are they like signs for on the wall? Or like stickers? Okay, I'm gonna clean off my ruler again. Oh, 3D wall art, cool. That's really neat, because you said you do like set design type of stuff, hey Dragon Queen artist? Let's round these corners. All right. Yeah, I hate using rulers, but sometimes it just needs to be done. Like, how crisp and clean does that look for our pegboard style? That was a good move. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. That's very cool. I like the idea of building things. If I ever have time for more than one hobby in my life, I have so many ideas. But right now, bullet journaling is my hobby that pays the bills, so that is the only hobby that I have. And I'm fine with it. I like bullet journaling. Ooh, whoops. Thank you guys. I know, right, Lovey? I feel the same way sometimes. I missed a color. Oh, bummer. I switched around a beige and a brown because I missed a beige. What am I gonna do for that one? I might just color a beige circle and cover it up because it's not like a big deal that needs to be covered, but I would like it to be covered. Where did my scissors go? Oh, sorry, Maria. This is January. We're doing a cozy pegboard style theme. Just cover that up with a paper dot. Where's my... Did I run out? Oh no. I just had it backed up a little. All right. Just do that for this cover up. Put a brown dot here. There we go. To not break the pattern. Yeah, Maria, I can show you what we've done so far. We just started this today and did the title page and then her brain dump, and now we are onto the calendar. So I'm gonna put in the numbers, and while I'm doing that, did I still miss one? Oh my goodness. Oh, because I was I had my fix-it brain on. While I'm writing in the numbers, let me know in the comments what ideas you have for how I should do the top title here. Normally what we do here, I can show you what we do for those of you who aren't always here. We do the title of the month somehow up on the top and then a notes section somehow over to the right. So I can show you some things we've done so far. So for December, we did cookie letters and then an icing spill. For November, we did the normal letters we had chosen for that month for both, and then just some extra doodles. For October, again, we did kind of our key lettering for the month with extra doodles. September, again, lettering and doodles. So yeah, you guys can let me know if you have any ideas and try to be descriptive. I know it's hard in the comments, but when people leave me just like a one-word idea, I'm probably just going to ignore it because I don't, can't see in my brain how it's going to work. So be as descriptive as you can. Thank you. I'm trying to tell what is that a moth? Your emoji thing? A Batman mask for your profile picture? I've never seen Batman. I don't know. But that's what it looks like to me if I had to guess. Oh, thank you. Emily, stop. Stop right there. Yes, it helps for organization. It's like a planner, but you get to choose what's on every single page. So if you need like an obscure page to help you track how often you water your plants, or I don't know, track your aging pet's health issues, like you can make whatever pages you want. Some pages, I agree, when you see them online, not practical. That's purely for enjoyment. Things like, okay, a mood tracker for some people might be practical. For me, absolutely not. Like a playlist or a TV show review, definitely not like must-haves. But to be able to like custom build yourself a planner that has all the pages that you actually need for your life and nothing extra, like no wasted pages. Plus, it's a good creative outlet. So if you're like me and you're pretty type A, you like to be organized and have a hard time doing things that are not productive, this is the perfect hobby for you because it is productive. Like doing your creative time is helping you set up your month for a productive month. You know what I mean? So I feel like it is just pretty much the perfect hobby for most people. Like, yeah, if you're type A, you fit right in. If you're type B and you're like, I love being artsy and I really need to be more organized, it's also a perfect hobby for you. Let's see. Just string with the little black clips and the same boxes and oh, okay. Oh, you added your name. Thank you. Yeah, I find it enjoyable to make. So the one that I'm making is not my own. It's probably a bit more enjoyable when it's like actually my own, making pages that I use. Although at the same time, when it's someone else's, I get to do things I would never do in my own journal. So that's fun about it too. Exactly, Sarah. It can be whatever you want it to be. Like, even if you're not that into planning, like if you're content with just having your task list in your notes app or whatever, you can use it as like a memory keeping thing, you know? String banners this time and doodles. Yeah, I was kind of thinking maybe bringing back this banner since we didn't end up using it for the brain dump. Is that my toddler? Okay, just let me step away for 1 sec and turn off the music so that I can just hear if that's actually him or if it's just part of the music. Okay, yes, that is him. And my husband is away for the evening, so I'm gonna have to go help. Sorry about that, you guys. I'm gonna leave it on. You can keep commenting or whatever. If you guys want to put in a few ideas, and mods, if one of you guys is feeling adventurous and would like to make a poll of your own based on people's ideas in the comments, you can feel free to do that, and I will come back and just run with whatever you guys have voted for if you're comfortable with that. But up to you guys. I'm gonna go help him out, and then I'll come back as soon as I possibly can. Thank you guys. Sorry about that. Sorry, you guys. Wow. Okay, thank you for bearing with me. 130 of you. Let's see. Oh, you guys did a poll. Thank you. Triangle banner. Love it. Let's do it. Okay. And let me see. Aw. Okay, Helen, you're so sweet. Okay, why are you guys so precious? Hi. Thank you guys. You're actually unreal. I'm such a bad consumer. I would walk away. I can't believe you guys are still here and that you were like actively just pumping up my page for me. I am seriously very grateful to you guys. Okay. Where were we? Okay, yes. We're gonna do a banner for January, and I'm thinking we'll just span it maybe the whole width of the calendar, and then we'll figure out exactly what to do with the rest later. Oh, absolutely, you can get a flip through so far. So this is still summer's bullet journal, and we started off with a garden tea party theme here for August, brain dump, calendar, water habits finance trackers, and then these are the weekly spreads we chose for August. For September, we did a Daisy theme in honor of her dog Daisy. Title, brain dump, calendar, trackers, and then these are the weekly spreads that we chose. Detailed lions. Okay, I missed it. Working on one for your aunt and you made a lion theme. Wow, yeah. That is not my forte, detailed animals, that's for sure. For October, we did this globe theme with a paper airplane. Title, brain dump, calendar, tracking everything, and then the weekly spread that we chose for October. Then for November, we did a retro Polaroid theme. Title, brain dump, calendar, trackers, and this is the weekly spread that we chose for November. And then finally, the one that we finished last night was this little gingerbread theme for December. We've got our title and our brain dump and our calendar here, and then trackers and the weekly spreads for December, which is my favorite month in this journal so far. So let's do January here. Did lose 41. Oh yeah, pinned paper would work for the notes section. Okay, let's see. January. So maybe let's do 5 and 2. Is that a good way to divvy it up? So if we're doing 5, I'm going to want 1 in the middle. I'm going to make them a bit bigger than on the title page because we've got a lot more space over here. All right, and I feel like it just makes it look a little bit, whoops, wrong black pen, more bannerish when I kind of add a little like tie to the sides here. So so that it's not just like hanging from complete thin air. And then we'll write J A January. Okay, and then you were thinking maybe a pinned paper for the notes section. I like that idea. So let me just draw a pin up here. And a paper. Maybe I'll leave, what was I gonna draw here yet? Somebody requested a candle, hey? Okay, well the candles that we have in our reference picture are like fancy kind of vintage looking candles, but I'll just try to draw one of those here. And is there anything else that I should put right by it? Oh, sorry, off screen. Oh, a couple books with a candle. That would have worked. Yep. Too late though. What if I do a couple books kind of tucked off to the side here and then a mug on top of them? Because yeah, I do feel like the book idea would work well for this little section here. All right, we'll just do that. Have our page coming over here. And let's pin this in. And then I was thinking of maybe just writing notes with this font, but cycling through our key colors, just for something a little bit different. So N, O, T, here's my brown. Need a little bit bigger. Good point. All right, then let's color in this part. And I'm thinking maybe of doing like what am I trying to say? Spit it out. Like some highlights or something on here. What do you guys think about that? I'm just gonna use a random orangish color for the flame because we don't have a color like that in our color palette yet. And that is fine. You say leave it, yes, highlights. All Tombow except this Zebra Mildliner brush pen. But close. We've had a lot of like Lyra brush pens, and last month we had a Crayola. So this month is pretty Tombow heavy. Oh, lines on the paper like a notebook page. I like that idea. Let's do that. We'll do, I'm gonna use very light colors. So we'll do this for the margin line and then a light gray for the lines. Okay, I gotta flip or my hand is gonna go off the page and start doing crooked lines. I guess I could have just started the lines under the notes heading, but whoops. Just cut right through. Okay, I'm glad we did that because I feel like the heading on this one is a little bit like bland, so to have a bit more of an eye-catching section over here is very nice. Oh, thank you guys. Great idea, T. All right, how are we feeling about this page? Ready to move on? I know, I feel like there could be a doodle, but what? Like, Alicia, so well behaved. Thank you. I've worked very hard training them. You know, trained them well. Okay, I'm gonna move on for now. No, Sarah, sorry. I know that bugs some people. I never label Monday to Sunday. Midwest Mama, we are doing a cozy pegboard theme. Some books leaning on the front of the count. Yeah, I guess I could do just like a couple books leaning. I didn't want to fill this whole thing with books because I feel like that would, I don't know, look kind of silly. Just a few vertical standing books. I suppose I could. You like that idea? Okay, sure. We will do that then. She did say that she liked books, so she probably won't be mad. All right, let's color those in. Oh, greenery. Yeah, sure. Let's just do some kind of plant on here that like hangs down. I should have drawn that before I drew the book in, but whatever. Just hanging a little bit down, nothing crazy. All right, let's do that. Color this in. I'll add a little bit of shadows to this in a sec. I'll just let it set while I color in a book with green. Do this one green. Do the pot brown. All right. Okay, that works. I'm glad we did that. Adds a little bit more excitement to that side of the page. Perfect. Just gonna let that kind of air out a little bit before I move on to the next page. Yes, that was definitely a good addition. Thank you guys. I would have just moved right on. All right, let me do the trackers here. Where's my size 03? There it is. And this is January. Yeah, so 31 days. Oh, I totally forgot January ends at the end of a week. Ugh. Just the smallest little mistake, but now I have to fix all of them with white gel pen. And that one. I need to think more instead of just go straight in and draw sometimes. Okay. Now, what were you guys saying? Quick flip through. Yes, absolutely. Bailey, the journal is for August of this year all the way until July of next year. Oh, Maria answered you. Yep. Oh, I'll show you the other pages for sure. And the theme that we're doing right now, well, sorry, yeah, I'm doing the trackers. So this is going to be her water tracker. And then these are her habit trackers. Let me just touch those up. Okay. So, yes, water tracker, habit trackers. I can show you how they've turned out in other themes. So like I said, starts in January of this year, or yikes, we're working on January. That's why January is in my head. Starts in August of this year with this garden tea party was the prompt for this month. Brain dump, title page, calendar, and then all of her trackers, water, habits, finances. And then this is the weekly layout that we did in August. Very simple, but always needs to include her 3 bonus boxes. So doesn't leave a ton of wiggle room for doodles. Then we had September, which we did this daisy theme because her dog's name is Daisy. So we've got some paw prints and of course actual daisies. Brain dump, title, calendar, trackers, and finances. And then this is the weekly spread that we did for September for her. And then October, we did this globe with a paper airplane design. Calendar again, and then trackers and weeklies. For November, we did this retro Polaroid camera. Again, brain dump, title, calendar, trackers, and then her weekly spreads. And then December is my favorite so far. I think most of us, I mean, I don't want to speak for everyone, but I think this is our favorite as a whole up to till this point. So we did this little gingerbread man theme. Brain dump with the icing and a piping bag. Love that idea. I think, Verlena, was that you? I feel like that was your idea. Gingerbread man, calendar with gingerbread cookie letters. I love how these came out. And then an icing spill for the notes section. Trackers, finances, and then these are the weekly spreads that we went with for December. And that's where we're at right now. So today we started on January, and so far we've done calendar, brain dump, title, brain dump, calendar, notes section, and then I was just starting to work on her trackers here. And I think what I want to do for her trackers, let's see if this looks good. I'm just thinking like do a drop shadow that matches the color of the heading. Random thought, but I just wanted to try it. And doing every 4 would put that back here, I guess, so why not? Yeah, Verlena, like often I am not usually a fan of like, let's take this and turn it into that kind of thing. You know, like every notes box being like a cookie sheet or a this, a that. But I did really love that. Let's take icing and make it the title. That one really worked. So yeah, the trackers are for habits. So things that she just wants to be intentional about incorporating daily. So this is like a mini calendar of January. So let's say her first one is like exercise, journal, take my vitamins. And then every day that she actually does those things, she gets to color it in. So it's just kind of like making a game of your healthy habits, like making it more fun to try to aim for those things. All right, I'm gonna do trackers up here. How do we think I should write trackers? So far we've got this heading style, this heading style, this one, or I feel like this color combo would be beautiful for like calligraphy where the color changes with every letter, but we haven't done that yet and we have quite a few heading options incorporated already. So I'm not sure if we really need to do that, but I feel like it would be a nice fit. What do you guys think here? Color changing calligraphy, same as notes. Why don't we just do a vote on this actually? Let's do a vote while I write in these, the little like subheadings. Okay, so we're gonna do a 4-option vote for the heading. I'm thinking we'll make this heading match that heading. I don't know, that's just what I would lean towards. Yes, B, I can show you the book so far. I'm just gonna say all of the options for the poll here before I do that. So first of all, the first option, option number 1, is gonna be this style, like brain dump, like Jan. That's option number 1, kind of blocks of color with a letter on it, option 1. Option 2 is gonna be the banner here, going across with the heading trackers and finances, unless we decide to do finances differently. Option number 3 is this printed heading with just printing in the same font, but using our key colors for that. And then option 4 is to do color changing calligraphy, where each letter is a different color. I'm gonna try to see if I have an example. Oh yeah, so this is color changing calligraphy that my son added his special touch to, except for it wouldn't be stacked, obviously, because we don't have room for that here. But yeah, the 4th option is color changing calligraphy using kind of our 4 key colors. So every letter is going to move on to the next color. So those are the options in the poll. Go ahead and cast your vote up right underneath my name. Option 1 is these blocks. Option 2 is this banner. Option 3 is this printed font. And then option 4 is the color changing calligraphy. Please put your votes up in the poll so that TikTok counts it all for us and I don't need to count them up myself. Okay. Cover the bill saving. What do you mean, Holly? Oh, and then I was going to show you guys where we're at. I'm going to do a quick version because I feel like I just flipped through this. So Garden Tea Party was the prompt here. These are the monthly spreads and the weekly spread for all the weeks in August. Daisy was the prompt for September. We have our monthly spreads and then our weekly spreads. Globe with an airplane was the prompt for October, monthly spreads, weekly spreads. Vintage Polaroid was the prompt for November, monthly spreads, and then weekly spreads. Gingerbread was the prompt for December. We've got our monthly spreads and then weekly spreads. And then we are currently working on January, which we started today. Monthly spreads, and we have not yet done the weekly spreads. And Bailey, every journal is totally different. So each customer can choose basically as much or as little as they want about their journal, and I'll fill in the gaps. So they get to choose. So for example, these pages are exactly what Summer chose. I've never done this exact combination of like monthly pages and weekly styles. It just depends what the customer chooses. Some customers are very specific and they'll like send over a picture like, I want this exact theme for this month. Most customers though give a lot more freedom. They'll either give total freedom or they'll just like give a prompt. Like Summer said that she liked vintage Polaroid cameras. So that was our prompt, and then we went on Pinterest and looked for doodles that we could use to make that theme come to life. So it totally depends on the customer. And then our process is basically we take whatever prompt we have, we search Pinterest for doodles that work with that prompt, then we search Pinterest for like a bullet journal title page layout that works with that prompt, then we come up with a color palette, choose our fonts, and then we actually just start going. So that's kind of how it works. But yeah, I only take one order at a time for these ones, and they take me about a month. This is my June order, and my July order is actually already full as well. So I won't be accepting new orders for the full customs until late July, early August. But it's really not that hard. Like, it's really not as hard as people make it look. I would love it if you would buy an empty journal and then just join the lives and like follow along with a theme or a layout that you like, you know? It's not that intimidating. Most of this is just blobs with an outline. But anyways, and for anyone, if anyone is interested in placing an order, all journals you get to choose your charms. I've got some really cute like seashells, stones. The strawberries are super cute, and you can mix and match with like letters of your name. And then you also get the freebie, which tonight you can choose between washi tape and stickers. Okay, let's see what even won the poll. I have just been chatting away. Ooh, color changing calligraphy. Fun. We haven't done that at all in this journal, so I'm excited for that. I'm gonna write trackers here, and then do we think same? Stick with the same font for both headings? That is my next question, which I'm not gonna bother doing a poll on that, but yes, stick with the same. Show us ideas for an hourly. I have never really used an hourly for myself, and I've only ever done one spread style that has hourly. There's not enough pages in these journals to do like daily pages for a full year, so I just do weeklies. Yes, keep them the same. All right. Sounds good to me. Jessie, stop. A cruise. Enough with you. You just got back from Europe. But welcome back. How was it? All right, this one's gonna have to be a little bit smaller because I left a smaller gap up here, but that is fine. What do you do for work, Jessie? Like, do you work while you're away on your trips, or do you like just have that much time off? Oh yeah, sorry, the markers question. I use all sorts. For this theme, I'm using mostly Tombos, but for like my recommendation, if people are looking to buy markers, is always the Crayola Super Tips. They're super affordable and way, way easier to learn with for hand lettering and coloring. Brush pens are kind of awkward for coloring, to be honest. So I always recommend those. Mine are mostly dead, and I've been gifted so many markers that I cannot justify buying another set of Crayola Super Tips. Otherwise, I would be using them for everything because I love them. And so, sorry, Lisa, I'm like, does he work remotely while he's traveling? Sorry, I said that way too fast and then just moved on. Yeah, Jessie, we'll just all vacation vicariously through you. Quartz, what went wrong? What happened? Oh, My computer did that thing again where it stopped, but not because it ran out of batteries. It just stopped. Oh, still struggling with cursive versus draw. Yeah, totally. That totally makes sense. Holly, I'm sorry. I'm missing what you're trying to get across here. Your color tips all became nubs? Oh no. So coloring versus writing. What are you using as your kind of reference point? Quartz. Because I know I've said this before, but okay, you're using super tips. Are you looking at a reference while you're doing calligraphy? I'm not sure what my computer's deal is, but okay, yeah, it's done this once before where it doesn't run out of battery, but it just powers down and I just have to power it back up. But I'm not gonna worry about it right now. Yeah, Jesse, we're curious about your side hustle or whatever's got you cruising all the time. Good handwriting in cursive, but struggle with the bouncy. Yeah, okay. So my advice for that would be to go to dafont.com and then choose a category that you like. So like handwritten, script, calligraphy, whatever. They have a ton of different categories. And then you can go like, I forget what they call it. Not like the model word or whatever, but basically the preview. Oh, that's probably it. Like the preview word, and type in the exact words or word that you want to write. So if you're writing, yeah, like tracker, type that in to where they have preview, and then it will show you every single font in that category, what it looks like for that word. And then that will give you kind of a reference point for like where to do, you know, a bigger dip, where to add like an extra loop kind of thing. You know what I mean? That's what I would do. Or like if you're looking to write exact words that someone else in a bullet journal picture that you like has written, then you can do that too. But yeah, just using something as a reference point to know what features to like kind of exaggerate for bouncy calligraphy, you know, because like there's so many different ways. Like the calligraphy that I did here to spell tracker is completely different. Like the T is different, the R is different, the A, the C, the K. It's all different, and it's all just about like kind of stretching, spacing, squishing, whatever, different features. But it's hard to identify which features need to be changed without actually like having a reference point, at least when you're starting off, for sure. That is what I would recommend. How would I doodle iced coffee? That is a good question. I would do probably start with a light color because my iced coffee would be very creamy if I were doing iced coffee. And then just draw like a cup around with a little rim and one of those bumped up lids with the hole in the top and a straw, and then maybe some ice cubes. I don't know, that's my first thought that comes to mind. I'm not really an iced coffee drinker. Quartz, do you have a specific word that you're trying to write? Because we could just write it together right now and I could kind of like point out what things I would stretch and, you know, how I would do it, but if you want. Yeah, no worries, Robin. It's very meh, not perfect, but that's my first thought when you say draw an iced coffee. But I usually draw everything from a reference. Courtney, for sure. I hate C's, just so you know. So starting off with a C, not my favorite. And what kinds of markers? You're using Crayola Super Tips? because that will change the density. And do you want to do like this kind of bouncy writing? Like just kind of juicy bouncy? You know, I feel like some lettering is more like spaced out and like flowy bouncy, and some is more like juicy kind of bouncy is what I would describe this one as. And I'm going to use purple because you have a purple heart by your name. Now I can't remember. You were saying yes to Crayola Super Tips, hey? Okay, well, I'm going to start with the same font kind of that I've been doing here. Juicy is the perfect adjective. Nice. All right, so yeah, and are you trying to do like the whole, what was I calling it? Monoline calligraphy and then filling in the downstrokes, or are you going straight in with a thick downstroke? Cadence, I did not realize the time. It's 11 o'clock for me, and that's much later than I prefer to go to bed, so I am not going to keep journaling after. But I feel ya. Sorry for the pause. So I will not continue journaling tonight. If that is a letdown, you are welcome to go get some sleep. But yeah, we are gonna write Courtney's name and then move on. Okay, so you usually do a film. Oh, no worries, Courtney. I wasn't gonna start a new page anyways, and I feel like this is just a good opportunity for calligraphy kind of practice. Okay, yeah, so if you're new to calligraphy, I would start off, like I was just saying to Courtney, kind of doing like monoline calligraphy for everything and then just tracing back over and thickening up all of your downstrokes manually. But to practice shifting the weight, because that's the hardest part, you can just do like exercises like this where you go up with the thin, down with the thick, and just practice until you get the touch right. Up thin, down thick, practice that kind of stuff. But until then, you can just do monoline calligraphy and then color in all of the downstrokes with just like a second stroke. It doesn't look quite as seamless, but it's a good place to start. That's what I did for a long time when I started. So anyways, if you're doing that style, I would do basically a C as round as you can, and you always want your letters to be ready to connect to the next one, so like pointing up and to the right. And then for an O, and I pick up my marker quite often. 1 a.m. Nice. Yes, I will put the replay of this on YouTube, Cadence. So yeah, and then for the O, I do in one stroke, which might be kind of hard to like track exactly where I'm going, but I would again make it pretty round and a round loop. For the U, I'm just gonna do a U, pick up my marker and then do the downstroke and bring it all the way up, because for my R, I'm just kind of gonna do a little scoop and then a downstroke. For my T, straight line down, curve it back up. And we're gonna do kind of the stem, leave a bit of a gap, and then do a bump that goes like that. E is gonna be basically like a rounded printing E, but again, come up to connect to the next letter. And then Y, like the U, pick it up, leave a bit of a gap again, and then just kind of close it off. So that's what I would do for the first pass. And then I would just come back through and kind of outline everything. And you can go over everything twice, just so the thin strokes kind of connect more naturally to the thick strokes, you know? As long as you're using good thick paper, that is. And anywhere that you find yourself going downwards, you want to thicken it up. So add kind of an extra layer in there. Anywhere where you're going up or to the side, you just want to keep it nice and thin. Going down again, thicken it up. Up, keep it thin, down, thicken that up. This is a small little down, so we're going to thicken that. Keep it thin, thicken that. Thicken up the T quite a bit. Then you can choose, you can add like a waved line or just a straight line across, whatever you like. Thicken that up, keep it thin, thicken up the N. And yeah, so anywhere where you're going down, you just want to sort of thicken it up. Any other direction, you can just keep it thin. But that's where I would start for bouncy lettering calligraphy or bouncy lettering Courtney, if you are going with the monoline first and then just thickening things up. And then ways that I find are really easy to make it kind of look extra special is what I did here with like darkening up the bottom half. I feel like this color is a little bit too dark to even show that, but use the exact same color, just choose a dot on the page and then fill in every letter up until that point. And remember, you want to treat it like coloring, not like drawing. So like you can literally just like scribble this in as though you're like coloring in the lines with pencil crayon or whatever. So you can do that to make it fun. You can add just like kind of some short little lines and dashes with white gel pen to all of your top of your thick strokes. That's how I choose where to add white gel pen. You can add it all the way down your thick strokes, but for sure the top. And then another way is to just add some kind of like little drop shadow sort of thing, either with black or with light gray or with the same color that you used for your lettering. And that will also make it look kind of fun. But yeah, that's where I would start if I were doing that style of hand lettering for Courtney. But anyways, little side quest. I like how you described that. Whoever that was. Beanie Poutine Queen, yeah. Little side quest. No problem. I hope that was helpful to Courtney and others, just like kind of the perspective on it. But yeah, I did not realize how late it was when I started these tracker pages. It's definitely time for bed. Thank you guys all for joining the live tonight. We had a great turnout and like insane number of likes and Etsy reviews and everything. So thank you guys all very, very much. I mean that. And I will be back tomorrow night. We, I think, should be able to finish January tomorrow night, which would be a pretty good pace for this journal. So I hope to see you guys back tomorrow night. Please do check out my Instagram. I've been taking a ton of polls lately, trying to design my next batch of pre-made bullet journals, which is like a journal that I have done all of the drawings, but I've done them on my iPad and then had it like mass produced so that, you know, it's actually something handmade by me that everyone can have instead of just doing one a month. So I would love for you guys to give your feedback in there so that I can really nail it and make it something that you guys are gonna like to use. Tomorrow I will be on live. So whatever time it is for you right now, 3 hours earlier is when I aim to start my live. I just kind of start it as soon as I can get my baby to bed. So that's the goal. I often announce when I'm going to be live on Instagram. And yes, I've got a bunch of polls going these days on Instagram. So please do come and check those out. Thank you all for joining. Don't forget to use code LIVE50 if you decide to grab any journaling related supplies from my shop. And I will see you guys again in a future live.